Stop everything you're doing right now, because what I'm about to reveal will make your jaw hit the floor. Rena Solomon, the woman who cried on camera, the woman who was gifted a plot of land out of pity, the woman the entire internet felt sorry for. Was she lying to all of us this entire time?
Alitoka kwa hao, alibeba kiti, alibeba washing machine, alibeba utensils, alibeba almost everything.
Tears, heartbreak, a new woman.
And he had decided to move on. Alikuwa amepata new love.
Children caught in the middle. And then, just 7 days after one of the most emotional videos Kenya has ever seen, she is back with the same man, smiling, praying, asking for your support. And the fans are furious. But hold on, because that is not even half of it. Wait until you hear what happened behind the scenes.
Alisema mwanamke alikuwa ni cheater. Alikuwa anamcheat, anamnyima food, alikuwa hapendi.
Wait until you see the timeline that does not add up. Wait until you hear what Ritchie himself told the public months ago. A warning, a tease, a line that now sounds like a confession. He said, and I quote, "You will be shocked when you learn the truth."
God, I pray for protection.
Well, Ritchie, the truth is out now. And yes, we are shocked, but not in the way you wanted us to be. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because this story has layers and I am going to peel back every single one of them. Fast forward to late 2025, out of nowhere, the internet was hit with devastating news. Ritchie announced publicly that he and Rena had separated. He claimed that they had actually been living apart for over a year, but had kept it private because they did not want to deal with public scrutiny. Now, pause. Over a year, that means while they were still posting family content together, while they were still appearing together for brand deals, while their audience was still emotionally invested in their love story, they were already done, already separated, already living different lives. But it gets worse. Shortly after the announcement, Ritchie was spotted with a new woman, her name, Lazizi. And Ritchie did not hide her. No, he flaunted her. He posted content with her. He introduced her to the internet like she was his new chapter. And what about Rena? Rena was left to pick up the pieces, or at least that is what it looked like. She started posting content about her struggles as a single mother. She talked about starting over from scratch. She even started selling rice, hustling to make ends meet for her children. The internet rallied behind her. Thousands of women related to her pain. Thousands of men condemned Ritchie. The Dominion family, a prominent Christian group, called Ritchie out for violating Christian principles. Kabi wa Jesus weighed in.
You know, marriage is one of the places where really God teaches you that you are not perfect. And God also teaches you forgiveness. You learn kindness, you learn patience, you learn a lot of things. There's a lot of things to learn in marriage.
And the entire Kenyan internet was divided. Team Rena versus Team Ritchie. And the content was performing like never before. But that is not all. Wait until you hear what happened on Valentine's Day, because that is where this story takes a turn that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. Valentine's Day, February 2026, barely a week before the bombshell reunion, content creators Purity and her husband Tuku decided to do something beautiful for Rena. They gifted her a plot of land on camera in one of the most emotional videos the Kenyan internet has ever witnessed. And Rena broke down. She did not just cry, she wept, she sobbed uncontrollably. She looked like a woman who had lost everything. A woman at the very end of her rope. She said on camera, and these are her words.
When God said in the book of Job that I will repay Job in double portions, maybe sometimes you think it's a story, but I'm living it.
It has been a very smooth journey, and sometimes you do not choose what you go through. Because if I was to choose, I will not have chosen this, and let that sink in. I will not have chosen this statement, that emotion, that raw gut-wrenching display of pain. It moved people. thousands of Kenyans shared that video. Donations poured in, prayer chains were started, and women across the country reached out to offer her support, jobs, housing, anything they could. And the entire nation felt sorry for Rena Solomon. She was the victim, she was the abandoned wife, she was the mother fighting for her children. And then, 7 days later, the curtains dropped. On February 20th, 2026, Rena and Ritchie appeared together on a camera, smiling, praying, holding hands. They announced that they had reconciled. They were giving their marriage a second chance. And here is exactly what Rena said. "Hello blessed people, it is your girl here again and your boy. So finally, we are here and I know a lot of you know whatever has been happening." Beautiful words, powerful scripture, but here is the problem, the internet does not forget. We need to talk about the timeline that does not add up. Let us break this down because this is where Kenyans started doing the math, and that math is not mathing. If Rena and Ritchie were praying for restoration behind the scenes this entire time, if they had mutually agreed to see other people, if they were both open to trying new partners, and if Rena truly did not have an issue with Lazizi, then why did she cry like that on Valentine's Day? Why did she say she would have not chosen this path? And why did she accept a plot of land from Purity and Thukus as a woman who was supposedly starting from zero? Was that plot of land a real gift, or was it part of the script? Were Purity and Thukus in on it, or were they played just like the rest of us? And here is another question that nobody is answering. During the entire separation period, their content was performing at record levels. The breakup videos, the emotional confessions, the Lazizi reveals, Rena selling rice, all of it was generating massive engagement. Views were through the roof, new followers poured in, brand visibility skyrocketed, and then there is this Lazizi series, a content project that Ritchie had been building toward. Some fans now believe that the entire separation, the entire heartbreak saga, was nothing more than an extreme calculated marketing stunt designed to build buzz for Lazizi. Think about it. The drama started right when the series was being developed. The public interest peaked at exactly the right time, and the reconciliation, it came right after maximum exposure had been achieved. And if this was a marketing play, it would be the most extreme, most manipulative content strategy in Kenyan social media history, and fans are not having it. The comment section across all their platforms has erupted, and the anger was primarily directed at Rena. Fans who had supported her, who had cried with her, who had shared her content and prayed for her, and even sent her money, they felt used. Here are some of the comments that flooded in. One fan wrote, "Surely, please do not stop. Have your money even in marriage. Continue doing the things that you had to do." Another said, "The man does not want her to prosper the way she was after support." And another one commented, "I mean, he is your husband, but do not lose yourself again." The tone shifted dramatically. People who once saw Rena as a victim now saw her as a participant, a willing actor in a scripted drama that exploited the emotions of real people. The criticism was sharp and specific. Fans pointed out that Rena had positioned herself as a struggling single mother, had accepted material gifts based on that narrative, and had generated enormous sympathy and engagement, only to flip the script overnight. Others questioned whether the emotional breakdowns were genuine or rehearsed, whether the tears were real or performed, whether the rice selling business was a legitimate hustle or a carefully constructed sympathy prop. And the harshest critics raised a question that cut deeper than anything else. They asked, what about the children? Because throughout this entire saga, 2 young children were at the center of the narrative. Their names were mentioned, their welfare was discussed publicly, their absence from their father was used as an emotional weapon, and if the separation was real, those children went through genuine trauma that was broadcasted to millions. And if the separation was fake, those children were used as plot devices in a content strategy. Now, there is another dimension to this story that cannot be ignored. During the separation, the Dominion family, a respected Christian group, publicly called out Ritchie for violating biblical principles. They spoke against his behavior. they distanced themselves from him. Kabiwa Jesus was involved in the conversation. The Christian community took a strong stand, but now that the couple is back together, where does that leave the Dominion family? Were they in on the plan? Were they used to add credibility to the breakup narrative? Or were they genuinely deceived, just like everyone else? Because if the Dominion family genuinely believed the separation was real and took a public moral stand based on that belief, they were essentially weaponized for content. Their faith, their reputation, their spiritual authority was used as a prop in a marketing campaign, and that, more than anything else, is what has certain segments of the Kenyan internet genuinely furious. Using prayer as a cover, using God's name as justification, and using scriptures in an Instagram caption to wrap up months of long controversy that may have been manufactured from the very beginning. MC Jimmy Kajim posted in support of the couple saying, "Never take sides when it comes to two married people. When misunderstandings arise in families, sometimes the wisest thing you can do is pray for the couple, not pick sides." And while that advice is sound in general, many fans responded by saying, "We did not pick sides, we were manipulated into picking sides." This saga is not just about Rena and Ritchie, it is about a larger pattern that has been growing across Kenyan social media for years. The weaponization of personal tragedy for content. We have seen it before. Breakup announcements timed to promote new music. Health scares that coincidentally drop alongside product launches. Pregnancy reveals used to boost subscriber counts. But this feels different. This feels like a new law, because we are not talking about a minor disagreement blown out of proportion. We are talking about an alleged total family breakdown, children separated from their parents, a wife publicly humiliated, a new woman paraded in front of millions. The question Kenyans are now asking is simple but devastating. Is nothing sacred anymore? Not the children, not the marriage, not the tears, not even the prayers. When the line between real life and content gets this blurry, trust evaporates, and once trust is gone, no amount of prayer captions and restoration announcements can bring it back. So, where does this leave us? Rena and Ritchie are officially back together as of February 2026. They have asked for privacy, they have asked for prayers, and they have asked for support, but the fake separation label is now permanently attached to their brand, and the fans who once loved them, the fans who cried with Rena, those fans are not sure they can trust them again. And let me know in the comments, do you believe the separation was real, or was this the greatest clout chase in Kenyan social media history? Drop your thoughts below, and if the story shocked you, wait until you see what I have coming next. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because trust me, the next video is even more explosive. I will see you there.